Jai Shri Ram. The Muktika Upanishad. I am reading out an English translation by Dr. A.G. Krishna Warrior and published by Theosophical Publishing House, Chennai. Must have been somewhere in the early 1900s. Anyway, this is a conversation between Rama and Hanuman. So there are two Rama Gita, Rama and Lakshmana, and Muktika Upanishad, Rama and Hanuman, where Vedanta is discussed. Huh? And of course, the most important verse from the Muktika Upanishad, in my opinion, is when Rama says, uh, Vedante sampratishtoham Vedantam samavashraya. I am established in Vedanta, therefore study Vedanta and take refuge in Vedanta. And Rama is told by his Guru Vashishta, Arjunavadhi nirdhukham sukham kshepaya jivitam in Yoga Vashishta, which is this is a kind of Rama Leela. Obviously, Rama is getting told by his own Guru that why doesn't he, like Arjuna, follow the Bhagavad Gita and be happy? Which means we must all make every effort to study and live the Gita. So now Muktika Upanishad translated by Dr. A.G. Krishna Warrior. The English version, I am just reading it out. If you are a true Ram Bhakta, you should be excited to listen to this. The Sanskrit shlokas you can look up later. Om, that Brahman is infinite and this universe is infinite. Purnamada, 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 Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate, Purnasya, Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vasishyate. Now, Muktika Upanishad is the smallest of all Upanishads. It has only 12 mantras. And in this Upanishad, Rama gives out a list of 108 Upanishads which are considered canonical, authoritative. Okay. Of course, there are about 150 Upanishads. I have a collection of 122. Anyway, Om, that Brahman is infinite and this universe is infinite. In fact, the Atma is infinite. The infinite proceeds from the infinite. Then, taking the infinitude of the infinite, it remains as the infinite. If infinity minus infinity is equal to infinity. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let there be peace in my environment. Let there be peace in the forces that act on me. In the beautiful city of Ayodhya, in the center of a pavilion. Now, let us see if we can do this. Yeah, this way. In the beautiful city of Ayodhya, in the center of the pavilion with gems, together with Sita, Bharata, Lakshmana and Shatrughna, was Rama seated, glorified day and night by sages, by Sanaka, Vashishta, Shuka, as well as other devotees, unchanging witness of thousands of modifications of the intellect, delighted, unchanging witness of thousands of modifications of the intellect. He is ever present inside us. So he is the Sakshi. So every thought you think or every thought you are likely to think, he already knows. Amazing. Delighted in contemplating his own form, Swarupa, Swarupa Vasthiti, Swarupa Dhyana. At the end of this Samadhi, Hanuman asked with devotion, O Rama, you are the Supreme Being of the nature of Satchitananda. I desire to know your nature truly for liberation. Please tell me how I can be released from bondage without strain. Wonderful translation. Rama said, well asked, I shall tell you, I am well established in Vedanta. Vedante sampratishtoham Vedantam samubhashraya. What is Vedanta and where is it? The Vedas in all their great extent are my breath, Nishwasitam. Vedanta is well grounded in them, like oil in sesamum. जैसे तिल में तेल है, जो चमक में आग, तेरे राम तुझ में है, तू जाग सके तो जाग. Kabir. Hanuman. How many are the Vedas and how many branches do they have? Of these, what are the Upanishads? Rama. Vedas are four, Rig Veda, etc. Many branches and Upanishads exist in them. Rig Veda has 21 branches and Yajus has 109, Sama 1000, Atharva 50. Each branch has one Upanishads. Even by reading one verse of them with devotion, one gets the status of union with me, hard to get even by rishis. Aha. Bhagavad Gita, my example is like a live wire. If you touch a live wire anywhere, you will get the full shock. So in Bhagavad Gita also, if you understand any one sloka uttered by Krishna, then you will get the full benefit of the Gita. So next, Hanuman said, Rama, sages speak differently. Some say there is only one kind of liberation. Others say it can be got by worshipping your name and by the Tarak Mantra at Kashi. Tarak Mantra is Ram Ram. Others speak of Sankhya Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and the inquiry into Vedanta Vakyas. Rama said, liberation is of four kinds. Salokya. uh, but the Salokya, Sarupya, Sayujya, uh, Salokya, Sarupya, Sayujya, and what is the fourth one? Samipya. Samipya. But the only real type is Kaivalya. Anybody, even though leading a wicked life, attains Salukya, not other words by worshipping my name. Dying in the sacred Brahmanala in Kashi, he will get the Taraka Mantra and also liberation without rebirth. On dying anywhere else in Kashi, Maheshwara will utter the Taraka Mantra in his right ear. He gets Sarupya with me as his paap are washed away. Okay. Sin is a stupid word. Sin is a stupid Christian word, which means basically the act of disobedience of Adam and Eve uh, by going ahead and eating that fruit of the tree of knowledge, which was actually tabooed. We should always eat fruits of trees of knowledge. We should never eat fruits of tree of ignorance. So, but unfortunately, this word has crept into our usage. Papam, sin is a stupid concept. Uh, anyway, I don't want to get into that now. I have to occasionally get into it because we Hindus, a vast majority, have become Macaulay Putras and they have become incorrigible. After earning a little money, they think they are already knowledgeable. It's very difficult to deal with these people. The enemy we can deal with, but the internal enemy, these rascals are the real enemies. Anyway, so Rama said that you see in Kashi, fine, that is how the originated. Everywhere, if you are a Ram Bhakta, every place in the world is Kashi for you. Okay, that is my understanding. Srirange Sukhamasya. Srirange Sukhamasya. That means in Sriranga you will be happy. But the deeper philosophical interpretation of that phrase is, if you are a devoted Ram Bhakta, everywhere you go is Srirangam and you will be happy. The same is called Salokya and Sarupya, preserving in good conduct with mind fixed upon me, loving me as the self of all. The twice born gets nearer to me. This is called the three forms of liberation: Salokya, Sarupya, Samipya. Sayujya means in union with me. Okay. So, meditating on my eternal form as prescribed by the teacher, you will surely achieve identity with me, like the insects changing into the bee. This alone is the liberation of identity, yielding the bliss of Brahman. Okay? Yeah. That means like a chrysalis from a caterpillar to butterfly. Thank you, Rama. Wonderful analogy. So, you have to mull. Incubation, illumination. That is epiphany. And modification, application. So, saturation. First is saturation. You have to study. Saturation, incubation, epiphany, verification, modification, application. These are the stages of creativity which applies even to spiritual life. All these four kinds of mukti will be got by worshipping me. Okay. So that is why Ram Bhakti is important. But by what means is the Kaivalya kind of moksha got? Mandukya is enough. Here Rama says something. If you study Mandukya, sufficient. One is sufficient. 12 mantras to give you Kaivalyam. But if you don't understand, he gives 10 more. If you don't understand, then 32, then 108. So very interesting. If knowledge is not got from it, then study the 10. Getting knowledge very soon, you will reach my abode. If certainty is not given, even then, study the 32. If desiring moksha without the body, read the 108. Here their order. So Rama is listing out the order. First is Ishavasya Upanishad and last one is this thing, Muktika, which we are right now discussing. So Ishakena Kata Prashna Munda Mandukya Taitri Aitreya Chandogya Bruhadaranyaka Brahma Kaivalya Jabala Svetashvara Hamsa Aruni Garbha Narayana Paramahamsa Amrita Bindu Amritananda Atharva Shira Atharva Shikha Maitrayini Kaushitaki Brahmana Brihajjavala Nrisimhatapani कालाग्निरुद्र मैत्रेय सुबल क्षुरिक मंत्रिक सर्वसार निरालंब सुखरहस्य वज्रसूचिक तेजो बिंदु नाद बिंदु ध्यान बिंदु ब्रह्म विद्या योग तत्व आत्मबोध नारद परिव्रजक त्रिशिखी सीता उपनिषद इज आल्सो देयर योग चूड़ामणि निर्वाण मंडल ब्राह्मण दक्षिणामूर्ति सरभ स्कंद त्रिपद विभूति महानारायण अद्वयतारक राम रहस्योपनिषद राम तपन्योपनिषद वासुदेव उपनिषद मुद्गल शांडिल्य पैंगल भिक्षु महत् शारीरिक योग शिखा तूर्यातीत संन्यास परमहंस परिव्रजक अक्षमालिक अव्यक्त एकाक्षर अन्नपूर्ण सूर्य अक्षि आध्यात्म कुंडिक सावित्री आत्म पशुपत परब्रह्म अवधूतक त्रिपुर तपिनी देवी त्रिपुर कथारुद्र भावन रुद्र हृदय योग कुंडली भस्म रुद्राक्ष गणपति दर्शन तारसार महावाक्य पंचब्रह्म प्राणाग्निहोत्र गोपाल तपिनी कृष्ण उपनिषद याज्ञवल्क्य उपनिषद वराह सत्यायनी हयग्रीव दत्तात्रेय गरुड़ कलिसंतरणा इन कलिसंतरणा हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे. So ISKCON, it is said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu changed the order and put Krishna first. It's all right. Okay. And Jabali Upanishad, Saubhagya Lakshmi, Saraswati Rahasya, Bahuricha and Muktika. 108 is Muktika, first is Ishu Upanishad. These destroying three kinds of bhavana regarding body, senses and mind respectively, as identified with Atman. The best of Brahmanas will become Jivan Muktas if they study up to the destruction of Prarabdha, the 108 Upanishads from a Guru along with the Shantipada. And then in course of time they will get Videha Mukti also, while still alive. Okay. So Bhagavad Gita is sufficient. Bhagavad Gita, like I already told you. Then these 108 are the essence of all the Upanishads and can cut away all papam by merely hearing once. Okasari vinte chalu. These cause release whether read with or without knowledge. Shabda Pramana. One may give away a kingdom wealth to one who asks, but not these 108 to just anyone. To an unbeliever, ungrateful, of bad conduct, one against devotion to me, deluded by wrong scripture or lacking devotion to the Guru. Bhagavad Gita, I think 1867. Idam tena tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadachana nacha shushusha vivacham nachame abhyasuyati. But they shall be taught to one devoted to service, devotee of good conduct, birth and wisdom. He should be well tested. A Rik verse on this. The goddess of knowledge came to Brahmana and said, protect me, I am your treasure. Do not teach me to one who is jealous, dishonest, deceitful. Then I shall powerful, but give it to one who is learned, careful, wise and celibate after examining him. Then Bharati asked Sri Ramachandra, please relate to me separately the Shanti mantras of the different Vedas. Rama said, my speech rests on my mind. Van me manasi pratishthitam. That's a lovely mantra. This is the Shanti mantra of the following 10 Upanishads forming part of the Rig Veda. Aitreya, Kaushitaka Brahmana, Nadavindu, Atmabodha, Nirvana, Mudgala, Akshamalika, Tripura, Saubhagya Lakshmi, Bahvricha. That which lies beyond is full. Purnamadah, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate, Purnasya, Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vashishyate. This is the Shanti mantra of the following 19 Upanishads forming the Shukla Yajurveda. Ishavasya, Bhrudaranyaka, Jabala, Hamsa, Paramahamsa, Shubala, Mantrika, Niralamba, Trishika, Brahmana, Mandala, Brahmana, Advayataraka, Paingala, Bhikshu, Turyatita, Adhyatma, Tarasara, Yajnavalkya, Satyayini, Muktika. May the Brahman of the world protect us both. Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahi, Tejasvinavadhitamastu Mahavidvishavahi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This is the Shanti mantra of the following 32 Upanishads forming part of the Krishna Yajurveda. Kathavalli, Taitriyaka, Brahma, Kaivalya, Svetasvatara, Garbha, Narayana, Atma Brindu, Amritananda, कालाग्निरुद्र क्षुरिक सर्वसार सुखरहस्य तेजो बिंदु ध्यान बिंदु ब्रह्म विद्या योग तत्व दक्षिणामूर्ति स्कंद शारीरिक योगशिक एकाक्षर अक्षि अवधूत कथरुद्र रुद्र हृदय योग कुंडलिनी पंचब्रह्म प्राणाग्निहोत्र वराह कलिसंतरण सरस्वती रहस्य may the unseen powers apyayantu nourish and so on. This is the Shanti mantra of the following 16 Upanishads forming part of the Samaveda. Kena Chandogya Aruni Maitrayini Maitriya Vajrashuchika Yoga Chudamani Vasudeva Mahat Sannyasa Avyakta Kundika Savitri Rudraksha Javala Darshana Javali. May we hear with our ears of auspicious truth of the Vedanta. Bhadram Karnebi Shrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Karnebi Shrunuyama Deva Bhadram Pashyema Akshabhirya Jitraha Sthirairangair Tushtuan Sastanubihi Sthirairangair Tushtuan Sastanubihi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu. Oh, that's a lovely mantra we must by heart. Bhadram Karnebi. Let us hear good. And so on. This is the Shanti mantra of the following 31 of the Atharva Veda. Prashna Mundaka Mandukya. Now, Mandukya. From Mandukya comes our national motto, Satyameva Jayate. Mandukya, the word Mandukya can mean frog. It is the name of the Vedic Rishi who saw this mantra, because Rishis are mantra drashtas. Mandukya also means a Vedic school, a college. Of course, some people gave an interpretation. Mandukya means, a frog jumps from one place to another. So, the metaphor is used to explain that if you study this, with one leap you will get Brahmajnana without having to go through all. It's a shortcut. Atharva Shiras, Atharva Shikha, Brihajjavala, Nrisimhatapani, Purvottara, Narada Parivrajaka, Sita Sarabha, Tripadi Vibhuti, Mahanarayana, Ramarahasya, Ramatapani. Ramarahasya, Ramatapani comes under Atharva. Okay? In the Ramarahasya Upanishad it is said, Vedartha Krishna Ramayo. The whole essence of the Veda is enshrined, encapsulated in Rama and Krishna. That is why Rama, Ramayana and Krishna, Bhavaartham and Bhagavad Gita we must study. Vedartha Krishna Ramayo. Rama Tapini Shandilya Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Annapurna Surya Atma Pashupata Brahmana Parabrahma Tripura Tapani Devi Bhavana Bhasmajabala Ganapati Mahavakya Gopala Tapani Krishna Hayagriva Dattatreya Garuda. Men who are seekers after liberation and well equipped with the four requisite means. Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatyanantaram. Adhato Brahma Jignasa, Brahma Sutras. Approach properly with gifts in the hands, a good teacher who is dedicated, belonging to a good family, well versed in Vedas, interested, knowledgeable in the scriptures, of good quality, straightforward, interested in the welfare of all creatures, compassionate and learn in the prescribed manner the 108 Upanishads, study them through listening, reflection and deep absorption continuously. The accumulated karmas will be dissolved. The three kinds of bodies, gross, subtle and causal, Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, Karana Sharira, can be given up, and like the ether of the pot when released from its upadhi rise to the level of fullness called Videha Mukti. This indeed is the absolute liberation, Kaivalya Mukti. Videha Mukti means Kaivalya Mukti. This is why even those in the Brahmaloka get identity with Brahman after listening to the Upanishads from his mouth. And for everyone, absolute liberation is stated to be attainable only through knowledge, not through karma, not through Sankhya Yoga or worship. Thus the Upanishad. So karma is necessary, but with knowledge. Kurvita. What is that Vedic statement? Kurvita, jnanam. Okay? Do with knowledge. Don't do anything blindly, mechanically. Next. Then Hanuman asked Ramachandra, what is this Jivan Mukti, Videha Mukti? What is the authority, means of success and purpose? Rama said, for a person there is bondage from doership, enjoyership, pleasure, pain, etc. Their prevention is liberation in the body. Videha Mukti, liberation without the body, is from the destruction of prarabdha, operative karma. Like the space in a pot released from the conditioning pot. For both the authority is the purpose is eternal happiness through the stopping of the misery of doership. This can be achieved by human effort, just as the sun is got by Putrakama sacrifice, wealth by trade, and heaven by Jyotisthoma. 1866. Sarvadharman parityajyam ekam sharanam raja am tva sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami ma shachah. Don't have any sense of DOER. Doership. D means doership, O means ownership, E means expectation of reward. Khatam. There are these verses. Human effort is said to be of two kinds, for and against the Shastras. The former gives disaster, the latter ultimate reality. So मांस अंतिंडाओ, मांस खाना और बकवास करना, जाओ बाढ़ में. True knowledge does not come to one from latent impressions through the world, Shastras and the body. Such impressions are twofold. Shubh samskar, ashubh samskar. If you are induced by the good, you will reach me gradually but quickly. But the bad ones involved lead to trouble and should be overcome with effort. The river of impression, there is a nadi. The river of ashubha and shubha vasanas, following through good and bad path, must be turned into the good path with human effort. Correct. One should fondle the mind child with human effort. शनैश्शनैर् परमे बुद्ध्या धृतिगृहीतया आत्मसंस्थं मनः कृत्वा न किंचिदपि चिन्तयेत्. When by means of practice good impressions arise, then the practice has been fruitful. Even when this is in doubt, practice only the good tendencies. There shall be no fault. The destruction of impressions, samskaras, cultivation of knowledge and destruction of the mind when practiced together for long will yield fruit. If not practiced together, there will be no success even after hundreds of years. Like mantras which are scattered. When these three are practiced long, the knots of the heart, Hridaya Granthi, Brahma Granthi. Brahma Granthi, Vishnu Granthi, Rudra Granthi. Brahma Granthi, materialism. Vishnu Granthi, knowledge. Rudra Granthi, siddhis and ego and power and all that. Like lotus fiber and the stalk, the false impression of worldly life is got in 100 lives and cannot be dusted without long practice. So avoid desire of enjoyment at a distance with effort and practice the three. The wise know that the mind is bound by the impressions. It is manayeva manushyanam karanam bandhamokshayo. Bandhaya vishayasaktam muktyair nirvishayam smutam. Practice the destruction of the mental impression quickly. When impressions die out, the mind becomes put out like a lamp. Whoever gives up impressions and concentrates on me without strain, he becomes bliss. Okay. When you put out a lamp, where does the flame go? Buddha asked this interesting question. Whether he concentrates on actions or not, when he avoids all desires of the heart, he is doubtlessly liberated. He has nothing to gain from action or inaction. If his mind is not freed from impressions, even samadhi and japa cannot give the fruit. The highest place cannot be got without silence, free from impressions. Oh, silence. Get yourself earmuffs. I have. Sense organs like the eye go towards the external objects without voluntary impression, but because of the latent impression, just as the eye falls voluntarily without attachment on external ones, so the man of wisdom operates in work. The sages know that vasana comprises of all objects generated by creative faculty of the mind in attaining or avoiding them. The very unsteady mind, which is the cause of birth, old age and death, is generated by desire for objects in excess. By the influence of vasana, there is pulsation of prana, then it comes to vasana again like seed and sprout. For the tree of the human mind, the pulsation and vasana are the two seeds. When one dies, both die. Latent impressions stop operating through detached behavior, avoidance of worldly thought and realization that the body is mortal. The mind becomes non-mind by giving up vasanas. When the mind does not think, then arises mindlessness, giving great peace. So long as your mind has not fully evolved, being ignorant of the supreme reality, perform what has been laid down by the teacher, Shastra and other. Tasmat Shastram Pramanante. Then with impurity ripened and destroyed, truth understood, you should give up even the good impressions. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas are the three robbers. You must give up even Sattva later. In a Jivan Mukta, the destruction of the mind is with form. In a Videha Mukta, it is formless. When you achieve it, the mind with qualities like friendliness will sure attain peace. The mind of Jivan Mukta has no rebirth. Videha Mukta is after the body falls. Okay, I think I made a mistake earlier. The mind is the root of the tree of samsara, which has thousands of sprouts, branches, fruits, etc. I take the mind to be nothing but construction. Make it dry in such a way that the tree also is dried up. Wow! We must look up this mantra. The mind is the root of the tree of samsara. There is only one means for overpowering the mind. Shooting up of one's mind in one's undoing. Its destruction is good fortune. The mind of the knower is destroyed. It is a chain for the bharo vivekina jnanam. As long as the mind is not defeated by means of firm practice, the impressions jump in the heart like ghosts at night. The impressions of enjoyment die like lotus in winter for one whose mental pride is reduced and the senses the enemies are defeated. One should at first conquer the mind, hands locked in hands, teeth set on teeth, and limbs subdued. The mind cannot be conquered without defectless reasoning, by merely sitting just as an elephant in rut without a goad. The reasons well nourished in mind conquest are knowledge of Vedanta, contact with satsang, good people, giving up impressions, and stopping of the pulsation of prana, breath control. Those who ignore these and control the mind by force, throw away the lamp and search in darkness by means of fruit, also to bind an elephant in rut by a lotus fiber. Aha, wonderful analogies. The tree of mind bearing the weight of the creepers of thought has two sides, the pulsation of prana and strong impressions. All pervasive consciousness is shaken by the pulsation of prana. In contrast, by means of concentration, the knowledge arises. Dhyana, its means, is now imparted. Dissolving thought totally in the reverse order, think only of the remaining pure consciousness. After the apana sets and before prana arises in the heart, there exists the state of kumbhaka, experienced by the yogins. Kumbhaka is the external form of the fullness of prana after in-breath disappears and out-breath arises. Repeatedly practicing meditation of Brahman without ego, samprajnata samadhi. The asamprajnata samadhi allowed by yogins is for the mind giving great bliss after all the mental modifications die away. It is valued by sages being the spirit devoid of the light of ego, of the mind, and of the intellect in day sleep. This concentration is other than what is not Brahman, full above, below, and in the middle of the essence of goodness. This state described by me is the ultimate reality. Latent impressions in that unexamined grasping of objects by persistent imagination. What one brings into being through intense dispassion by oneself is realized quickly, devoid of opposite impressions. Influenced by impressions, a person looks upon those things as reality by the peculiarity of the impressions. The ignorant person sees the spirit wrongly. The impure impression binds, the pure destroys birth. Shubhavasana and Ashubhavasana. Okay, the impure one is solid ignorance and solid ignorance. Causes rebirth. The restful state is like the roasted seed, giving up the roasted seeds. No rebirth. Can the inner light be sought? Or can the inner light be sought with chewing the cud of the many shastras uselessly? Charvita Charvadanam. Okay. One who remains alone, giving up perception as well as non-perception, is himself the Brahman. A person cannot know Brahman by merely learning the four Vedas and Jayas, the ladle. Darvipaka rasam yadha. Ladle cannot taste the food. Merely learning, mere chanting, Darvipaka rasam yadha. If a person does not get attached by the bad smell of his own body, Shauche Swanga Jugupsa Parai Rasam Sargaha, 240 Yoga Shastra. If a person does not get detachment by the bad smell of his own body, what other cause of detachment can be taught? The body is very Atyanta Malinam Deham Dehi Atyanta Nirmalaha. Bhayor Antaram Jnatva Kasya Shaucham Vidhiyate. When one knows the difference, what purification need be described? So this same thing was said by Krishna also in Uttar Gita. Atyanta Malinam was said by Rama also. Bondage is by impressions, moksha is their destruction. You give them up as well as the desire for moksha. Give up mental impressions of objects and cultivate pure impressions like friendship. Maitri Bhava. Mitrasya ham chakshusha sarvani bhutani samikshe mitrasya chakshusha samikshamahe. Madhavatarithayate madhuksharanti sindavaha madvirna santu oshadi. That's what will happen then. Okay. Putting down all. Have only the impressions of consciousness. Give up these two along with mind and concentrate only on me. Concentrate only on me. और क्या चाहिए भाई? Contemplate me as devoid of sound, touch, form, taste and smell. Eternal. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam. Rama Hridaya Mantram. Eternal, indestructible, without name and family, destroying all suffering, the nature of vision like the sky. The one syllable Om, unsmearing. Though omnipresent, unique, without bondage, forward, across, above, below. I fill every place. एक राम दशरथ का बेटा, एक राम घट घट में बैठा, एक राम का जगत पसारा, एक राम वो सबसे न्यारा. Unborn, ageless, shining by myself, not the cause or effect, ever contented when the body dies away. Giving up the state of Jivan Mukta, one can enter the Videha Mukta stage. So says the Rig, that supreme place of Vishnu, yes, यथा पश्यन्ति सूरजः तद् विष्णु परमः पदम् यथा पश्यन्ति सूरजः, that supreme place of Vishnu the sages ever see, like an eye extended in heaven, the wise and awakened persons free from emotions keep it alight. This is the Upanishad. Om, that Brahman is infinite. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Here ends the Muktika Upanishad as contained in the Shukla Paksha Yajurveda. Jai Shri Ram. I hope you enjoyed listening to it. The translator, we must thank him again. eh, Who has the time to study Sanskrit and all that? But important concepts we have managed to discuss. Dr. A.G. Krishna Warrior must be a Devaduta, a part incarnation of Sri Rama himself, so that we here, deprived of knowledge of Sanskrit, are also still able to drink from the ocean of nectar of the Vedas. Jai Shri Ram.